So today we're going to learn about the importance of pH
and why it's important for your plants.
So today we're going to learn three things.
We're going to learn where to set your pH so you have a happy plant.
We're going to learn how to calibrate a pH pen.
And we're going to learn how to move your pH should you have to.
And we hope these three tips help you with your pH growing.
pH is important for your plant because it needs to stay within a certain range to stay happy. It's sort of like you. If your body temperature goes too high or too low, then you're going to suffer. In terms of pH, if it gets too high or too low, then your plant is going to suffer. As you can see, as you have different pH levels, all the way from 4 to 10, different nutrients become available to your plant. So keeping it within the proper range just helps your plant absorb all of its food better.
So this would be your pH meter or pH pen. There's different brands, but today we're using a Blue Lab pH pen.
What really matters is that you get a pH pen that will have temperature compensation. The temperature of your solution will affect the pH that your pen reads. So if you have one that automatically compensates, it's just one less factor you need to worry about.
So right now in our solution, this one's reading at 6.2, and we're just going to make sure that this pen is calibrated correctly. So we're just going to calibrate it with I have some calibration solutions here. So the pink one is the number 4, and the green one is the number 7. So once you put your pen in, you're going to, you just hold your caliber. Well, this one actually it dialed right in at 4.0, but if it didn't, we would hold the calibration button down for a minute while it calibrates, and then as soon as it says that it's at the 4.0, then you would, it's almost done.
It's important too that you pour solution into a container and don't just dip your pen right into the container. It would just contaminate it.
Okay. And then we're just going to dip it in some water in between. And then we're going to go into the pH 7 and hold the calibration button down.
Not every pen will have a 2-point calibration, in which case you would just use one or the other. Your pen, the instruction manual should tell you which one you need to use. A 2-point pen is nice, it makes it just a little bit more accurate.
So it's reading 7.0 now.
Okay, so now that you know you have a pen that's calibrated and working properly, you can make sure that the nutrient solution you're watering into your plant is in the proper range to bring up the nutrients that your plant needs. If it's not, there are products that you can use, and very often these are necessary to at least a certain degree. You have a pH up and a pH down. If you're testing your nutrient solution and it's way up somewhere around 8, you're going to need to bring that down so that your plant can access its nutrients.
Yeah, and you literally only need a tiny, tiny bit. Like start out with 1 or 2 mils when you're mixing in small amounts of solution, because it changes quite drastically, and you're changing the point. So like if it's 5.6 and you want to take it to 5.5, like that's hardly anything for the amount of pH up or down.
Yeah, just
that you
a
need
few
to use,
drops
so.
is all you need. And just another tip too, every time you're adding one of these or the other, you are adding phosphorus and potassium in turn. So if you go too far one way or the other, it's better to just dump out what you have and start from scratch again, or you start affecting what nutrients you're giving your plants.
And you always want to change your pH after you've added all your fertilizers so that you're not adding extra, like because you're adding extra phosphorus and potassium, you always want to do that after you mix all your nutrients that you need for the week.
Yeah.
So now that we've went through the 3 tips that we were talking about,
Yeah, so now you know why you want to keep your pH adjusted, how to take care of your pen, and how to move your pH should you need to. You'll be able to troubleshoot some of the issues going on in your garden. One of the first questions we ask when someone comes in with a sick plant is what their pH is at. So if you can do this at home yourself, you're going to save yourself a lot of headaches.
yep, yellow leaves or anything going wrong with your plant material, usually the first thing that you should check is your pH.
Hopefully these little nuggets of information helped you and give you, a little bit more to go off when you're growing in your garden.
And if you have any comments or questions, please list them below. And
Tell all your friends,
Yeah.
like and subscribe.
Scottsnursery.tv.